Fake news. I'd never even heard that term until very recently in my own life history. I always thought news was news, whether it was fake or true. News is something very interesting. There's news that we hear from someone. They might tell us something. When we were little, we heard about information from our parents. When I was a little girl growing up, my dad trained me that I was half Newfie and half Canadian. He did this because he was a Newfoundlander, and he was born in Newfoundland before Newfoundland joined Canada. So he actually was a Newfie. As a little girl, I had no idea why people laughed when I told them that I was half Newfie and half Canadian, because I believed that that was the truth. Now, depending on your understandings of Newfies, it still is the truth. But you could say that that's fake news, because Newfoundland is a province in Canada, and so I'm actually 100% Canadian. There are many things in our lives that we are asked to judge, never more so than our world today. Is it fake news? Is it bad reporting? Is it poor science? Or is it simply that we don't understand the world around us, and every day we're trying to understand it better, and so as our understanding grows, our understanding of what is news grows, our understanding of what is the truth grows. Long ago, there were 3 men. We call them wise men. They lived at a place distant from where Jesus was going to be born, where he was conceived. And they saw a sign. The sign that they saw was a star. Legend tells us that they were wise. They may have been astrologers. Sometimes they're called the Magi. They understood the secret, sacred arts of their time. They believed that this was a sign, a portend, a fulfilling of a prophecy, something to come. They believed that the star that they looked for was a symbol of something important, that a wise and great person had been born or had arisen up. They felt that it was news, true news, and so they followed it. I'm sure that as these 3 men set out on the journey, there were people around them, fellow wise ones and learned ones, that said, "You're nuts. That's fake news. There's no important person born. Why are you going on a trip? It's a long way. You may not find them. Ah, fake news." But they believed. They decided that they trusted in the sign that they saw, and they went on their trip. Now I suspect that they were somewhat skeptical themselves. Being wise people, they probably had a healthy dose of looking for the truth and understanding that they might not find it. In our world today, it's important for us to discern, to understand what is the truth and what is not. But in our seeking for the truth, we can't dismiss the magical, spiritual, sacred part of our world. Sometimes we just have to believe. As long as we're doing our due diligence, doing our research, asking questions about where our news is coming from, if our news is hurting someone else, if our news is valid in our reality and for others, then we can look at the world around us and we can have hope. We can believe, we can have faith, and we can trust. Never more so than this year has it been important to be able to discern the truth, but never more important has it also been key and vital to trust and have faith in a better time to come, in the advent of the baby Jesus again into the world, and the presence of God in our hearts. There's room to be skeptical and discerning and have faith once you've done that homework. The wise men are a great example of this. When we think about them this year, may they be a reminder to us to be smart, to be faithful, and to look at the world with careful eyes. This is our picture of the wise men. I'm going to put it on our Advent calendar, and it fills in one of the bottom corners. Oopsie, doesn't want to stay there. You know why it doesn't want to stay? It's because it's wise men and they're wandering. Our picture is beginning to fill out. We only have one more corner left to fill. Have you got any guesses yet what it is? Stay tuned.